Hello everyone and welcome to my very first game YouTube video. I am playing Software Inc. My name is David, aka ECI Co, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start off by making a software company. So let's get into the game and start playing. Alright, first things first, let's give our company a name. I'll just name it after the channel, ECI Co. What I'll do is I'll set the founder name to Dave, that's me. And everything else we'll just leave the same, doesn't really matter. What I'll do is I'll change my skills. There we go. We'll turn on all the mods because mods make games more fun. Change that to system as well. Alright, so first things first, we're going to set it to easy. And we're going to start in the 1980s, the golden age of computers and new businesses, and that whole industrial revolution, I guess, all kind of happened in this general era. Microsoft, Apple, all those different big companies all kind of were created in this decade. So that's a good time for us to start too if we want to create a legacy. Now, I do have a mod on that does give realistic names to the companies. There is a minor glitch though, where if a company goes bankrupt and comes back, it has like an X at the end of it or something like that. But that doesn't really matter because we're not really worried about that. So we're gonna jump right in now. Our company name is ECI Co. Our founder is Dave. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick a map. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're going to start off in the large office building just because it's the easiest building to start in my opinion. It's a Steam download. If you find it, if you want to use this yourself, in your own gameplay, just go to the Steam and look for a large office building, and you can get started there. But there's a whole other option, a bunch of options that you have there. But I just like the layout of this one, and it's very good for expanding your company. Okay, so as the game gets started, we'll get in there. Now, the first day when we jump in, there's not going to be any... basically nothing happens in the first day. It's kind of a weird setup. But this is my little office down here. Just this little square area. I do not have access to these other areas yet, but over time I can slowly expand out and get more, basically purchase more, I guess, office space. The lease will be like an extra $900 per month. Okay, so very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a desk. I'll do a glass table though, make it look a little bit more modern. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill it in right here, and we'll get a nice chair for our CEO, which is myself. And of course, if you're a developer, you need a computer. So we're going to just take this computer right here. And basically that's it. We're good to go, and we're basically ready to start our company. So when I go to build mode there, it basically brings us right back to the main screen. You can see I've already spent a little bit of money. What I'm going to do is I'm going to immediately start to build software. Now, I'm not going to hire anyone just yet. I made a video earlier and it ended up becoming bankrupt because I hired a bunch of programmers, and we didn't actually finish the software that we were creating in time. So this time around, I'm going to have a little bit of a different strategy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by creating a text editor which has no description. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select all. It has a recommended programmers of 3 and designers of 2. So maybe I might not pick that one and see if there's maybe something else I can pick. We'll just stick with text editor. Seems like the most most basic. Then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the most active users. We'll do this one right here. And that came out at the same time. Or should we go with the next thing? Yeah, we're going to go with the next thing, X6. And we're going to develop for that operating system. So what's cool about this game is you actually can pick what operating systems your software is developed for. There's a whole bunch of different things that you can mix and match. You can also make this an in-house only, so only you can use it, giving you a competitive advantage over your competitors. But we want to sell this publicly because we need to make money right off the bat. So the price is going to be $467, which is a fair bit amount. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to lower that down to $415. Actually, let's just do, you know what? Let's do market price, $399.99, right? All right, and that's that. And what we're going to do now is we're going to develop it. Oh, very good point, game. So what we're going to do is we're going to not continue, and we're going to change the product name. And what should we call it? Let's just call it something simple like, actually, that was good. Let's call it Basix with an X. We can call it Basix with a capital X. Now let's just keep it Basix with an X. Okay, we'll start to develop it. And now we basically will put the time forward. Now, because the game doesn't actually pay me, the CEO, this is the best way, in my opinion, to start the game, is to start with something very easy to create yourself, and then to just build it, market it, sell it, and then hire people once you start making money. Of course, this is not always the best way, but just in my opinion, it's just what I think works the absolute best. So it looks like I'm gonna have a bill of $340 per month, and there's some licenses for $3,457. I don't think I need to pay this per month. Hopefully not, because if I do, then I'm in trouble and this video will probably get redone. Okay, so as you can see, my guy is in there. He's programming away. Looks like he left for the day, but he got about half done on the design work of the actual software that we're creating, Basix. So obviously when you create software, the very first thing that happens is design. Now that's very kinder in that description, but basically, you know, that is exactly what happens. Like, before you start coding something, you need to know what you're coding and why you're coding it, and, you know, the different you know, if you're going to have like multiple screens or multiple areas of software, you need to design that so that it's actually, you know, actually developing it is going to be easy. So you can see right now, we don't have any followers. That's fine. Got a little message there. We don't need that. But if we look at our project details here, and this is actually great. So we only need 8.28 code units, and the art units we need 3.62. So right up here in our, I guess you would call this software tab, development tab thing, we got only 0.45 done and 0.14 done for art, but we basically have to get up to here before we can get on the next stage. Now, you guys will see the marketing part flashing. Now, normally if I had a bigger team, I would have somebody working on the marketing right now, but realistically, the most important thing, in my opinion, is to just get this done. So once we get it done, then we'll worry about marketing afterwards. Well, we're debugging the system, and once that happens, we could bring it to market at that point, and hopefully we can make some money and hire some new employees. So one other thing I'm going to also do too is, if I go into, no, that's not the right one. If I go into manage teams here, I want my CEO to stay an extra 2 hours a day. He'll get more work done. So he is working away, coding up a really good text editor. And you can see the code and the artwork right there just going right up, which is very good. Now, if we look at all the other companies, you can see us right there at the top. We're not worth a whole lot, but some of the bigger companies like Activision here, they're already worth over $1 billion. So our goal for this series is to overtake Activision at number 1 and try to buy them out. Now, I know that sounds like a huge feat, but it is possible. And, you know, hopefully we can get this done in maybe not a few episodes, but, you know, we can work towards it definitely. So what we're going to do after we start to gain some money is we are going to start to investigate what products are making the most that's feasible for our size team to basically achieve. Obviously, we're not going to be able to build something like you know, let's just say Microsoft Windows in, you know, with $40,000, even though Bill Gates did it, or I think it was $50,000 that he paid for DOS. I'm not sure. You'd have to look that up. But this game doesn't really work where I can just buy a product for $50,000 and make, you know, billions of dollars off of it. It just doesn't work that way. So we're gonna take slow jumps, but hopefully good jumps to get to where we want to get, which is overtake Activision and move forward. So while we're waiting for all this to happen, I guess I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm actually a software developer at a company I wish to remain unknown. I'm sure if anyone really wanted to, they could probably figure it out. But basically, that's what I do for a living. I also own my own business as well, which is just a side business, has nothing to do with software development or anything like that. But for my job in software development, I can say that it's not exactly like this game because this game is a game, but the steps involved are very similar on a very top level. You'll see as I go through that that there's certain things that I will probably have more emphasis on than other YouTubers, just because, you know, I just know how that part, like that industry works. So for me, like for example, to get a server up and running where all the developers can share their code is probably a lot more higher on my priority level than maybe other streamers, just because in the game it might not really help them that much, and where they don't actually understand the benefits of it. So anyways, we are getting close to the 8.28. Looks like you know, we are losing money considerably, but it has dropped off. So luckily we do not have to pay this $3,500 every month like I was dreading. And it does look like our bills have gone up. So it looks like we're paying a little bit more for food and a little bit more for electricity, and that's fine. Hopefully your computer doesn't break down like it did in the last video that I made. But we're good. So getting very close now to going to the next part. Probably I'm gonna say about another day or two, or maybe a day, because we also want to make sure that we hit the 3.62. So it might be another day or two before we actually do that. So while we're waiting for that, we'll look at some other, I guess, areas of this game. There's a software times that basically give you some news. You know, if there's like a company takeover or anything like that. We'll be doing a lot of these to get assets, software assets from other companies. Sometimes it's cheaper to just buy them out than it is to buy the particular piece of software. What's really cool I like about this game too is we can actually buy a company and make them a subsidy of our company, so we can actually task them to continue, like basically We buy them, we own them, we give them, let's say, $50 million, and we tell them, okay, with this $50 million, build this stuff. And they'll do it. So it's kind of cool in that sense, where it's kind of realistic too, because when, you know, big software companies usually purchase smaller software companies, they usually let the smaller software companies still run themselves, because it's a lot to take that knowledge over without the employees coming with it. And to be quite honest, if they would have had to have hired that many employees anyways to continue running that software, why not just keep it, you know, in the same building, the same people involved? The only thing that they might do is they might like forcefully make the new software use, you know, internal software only, or ERP systems, just so everyone's kind of on the same page. But the company is still kind of its own thing. So very, very cool how they added that into this game, I think. All right, we are getting very, very close to this 3.62. Maybe another day, I'm hoping. One thing I wish they would do in this game is I kind of wish that, see how we have like a priority over here with the 1, we can change that, it goes all the way up to 10. I kind of wish that you could do the priority for the units that you're actually doing, like that you're actually what do you call it, coding. Like, I wish that you could say, well, you know, we're falling behind in art, we really want to put a rush on art, so let's do that. And it looks like we actually passed, so that's perfect. What we're going to do now is we're going to review. We'll outsource it. Outsourcing will cost a fair bit of money. Probably too much, to be quite honest. I really wish I didn't spend that. We'll promote it now. We will start marketing. No, we need to get this out like now. We will probably make this 81, and we'll go to, let's say September 81 we will release this. So we will announce it. We will also create a big, huge marketing plan, and we'll also hype. So this is going to make us spend some money, but hopefully with the hyping, we can actually gain some followers for our product here. So yeah, you can see that was a big hit. I probably shouldn't have done that. I'm kind of kicking myself right now. I probably shouldn't have done a peer review. So we got to make sure that there's not a lot of bugs in this. Also, we want to get this marketing thing off. We have a deadline of September. It's April right now. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 months to do this. I'm not even certain we're going to get this press release done in time. But that's fine. That's fine. We don't need to have the product release, or the press release. I mean, it would be nice, but it is what it is. So all of our money right now is on Basix. And the beginning of the game is relatively slow. There's not really a whole lot going on. As we expand down the road, I'll be buying more rooms, moving people around, making different teams that are working on multiple projects. We'll also be looking into this research area. That's kind of important. So actually, another thing we probably should have done too is looked at all the software. And let's just see the text editors to see who we're actually up against. if I could find it, it's probably right in front of me. Element would be text editor 14. Okay, there's not a lot of text editors. Aha. But see, they make good money. So if I'm coming in at 400 and I'm the latest and greatest, actually that one's more close to what I'm. So if I'm the latest and greatest, I might make about 44 million. That's fantastic. That allows me to establish a team, buy more equipment, and start new projects. June, July, August, September. So still going. Right now we don't have any deals, any upcoming release. Let's see if there's any text editors. Oh, looks like there's two. Fourth one and a first one. So this Lear In is actually my competition. So they're coming out May 1982. So that gives me almost a 6-month period, or I'm not really sure the amount. It's probably, but basically a half year before I actually have to worry about competition. Now, hopefully I picked a lot better stuff than they did, and hopefully I can get a lot of bugs out of the way. I do have 17 grand though for buying some material, so that's good. Usually you can actually print your own discs. It's much cheaper than buying, but in this case, for the first run around, we'll probably just buy it. And you'll see that all coming up in just a few moments. So, okay, well, we're maintaining 365, 366. That's good. So our money is still dwindling, but it's not that bad. See, luckily, you know, my guy doesn't have to pay for any home bills or anything like that, because right now I'd probably be bankrupt. Okay, so computer's getting slow. What we're going to do is we are going to contact IT support. They should arrive probably tomorrow. Perfect. Or I guess they already arrived. That was that guy that was in there earlier. Oh, it's September. We gotta release this. Yes, we do. We spent money, but we gotta release it. There's nothing worse than a delayed software announcement. I mean, it's good to go. The bugs are fixed. I mean, we're just waiting for a release. In the future, this would never happen. But for this, like, the most important thing that we could possibly do is just release the actual software. So let's click on yes. We do. Let's give it a full open budget. So we don't want to actually, when you have 0 here, it means infinite. So we're going to be marketing while we support, and hopefully we make a ton of money. We also want to print. So what we want to do is we want to print, let's say 10, let's just do 1,000 units for now. Look at that money go. All right. Budget, we're going to make this 10,000 a day. And there you go. We have already made almost $1 million. $1 million. Almost. Let's look and see what happened. We actually made over $1 million, but we had to spend a lot for distribution, also marketing. What we're going to do is we're going to change that back to, you know what? Spend whatever you want. Because clearly this is a gold mine for the time being. We want to basically milk this for all it's worth. And what we want to do now is let's go to our products, our releases. Let's go here. Let's order some copies. It says there's only 86 in stock. That's perfect. Let's up this to 2,000. Okay, we're gonna go again. Just spend that money. Okay, so what's actually gonna happen too is we got to make sure that we have support. So we actually may hire a software developer very shortly to help with this, basically help with support, and make sure that the verified and fixed, you know, that all of the verified bugs do get fixed. Okay, so again, we met demand. We have a ton of active users. How many do we have left? 160. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna order some copies. We're gonna go 10,000 now, right? Now that we have enough money. Okay, so we have 10,000 units that we can actually ship. That's gonna significantly bring up the support that we require. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add a couple team members. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically copy this. We'll do that again. Oh, I don't want to do that. So what I did last time is I just made three extra computers. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move you over here. Okay, so we're gonna hire 3 more developers. So we'll do that right now. Programmer. Now, since these are support developers, I'm gonna basically start the salary low. In real life, I would never recommend paying developers low. It's just not great. I always believe in a fair, you know, compensation for the work done and the value that they, you know, are for any business. That includes all employees. So all employees, I believe, should be fair, depending on what they contribute. So, but this is a game, so we're going to try to save some money here. We also want young developers that can slowly, I guess, become better and better and better what they do over time. So the support team will be the feeder for some of our other teams if we need them. But for the most part, because of the game, these support people might be here, you know, forever. It's unknown at this point how we're going to deal with that. But let's begin looking. So there we go. We did our little comparison here. So you can see that the programmer here, actually, that one right there is great. So what we do is we actually want to have great and compatibility. I really don't care about the rest. The cost is kind of very similar, less a few $100s, but we want great compatibility for all our teams. We do not want, you know, bad or anything like that, because then people just don't like each other and then you have to fire somebody or something just doesn't work out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Stacy here. We're going to hire her. And what's kind of cool about the game is the compatibility changes by who's on the team. So what we're going to do is we're going to just keep picking the people. We'll try getting the younger ones in here as much as possible. How many people did I hire? I don't even know. Perfect. We hired 3. Okay, I wasn't even paying attention, but that's awesome. So everyone's great. The team dynamics are going to be great, and basically everyone's going to come in now and do support and also market as well. And we're going to do that for a couple days until we actually get until I feel like we've kind of maxed out what we're able to do with this. We may end up buying some more office space. Now, depending on how many people, are using our software, if we have like, let's say 300, 800, 2000 queued, well, I'm probably going to have to just jump right to a bigger office space to just only hire support people for our software. So that's what we're doing right now. Let's just make sure that we have enough in stock. Perfect. Yeah, we already topped up on that, and let's go. Let's now our programmers will not show up until tomorrow, unfortunately. What I'll do is I'll put this queue up a little bit higher, just because we want to make sure that we have nothing in the queue at the end of the day, because if we start getting missed, then our reputation gets hurt, which is this over here or this over here. I'm not really sure, but that's basically what we're trying to avoid. We want to make sure everything in the queue gets solved. It's just like in real life. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever emailed into a support and they get back to you in like 5 days, and either the problem that you needed solved at that moment is no longer an issue, or you've been dreading your life for like the last 5 days. That's the reason why we want to make sure there's nothing in the queue at the end of the day. So also we want to make sure that these bugs do get fixed. So it does look like we're going to need a little bit more programmers to do this. And actually, let's see what we need here. Do we need more copies? Oh yes, we do. Okay, so let's do 20,000. Okay, because we're making a lot of money now. That's our customer reach up there, so we really want to, and we haven't even ported this over to any other operating systems yet. Oh, we can make a fortune. Do I dare? No, that's going to be way too much. Let's just do 50,000 for now. We'll see how that goes. I mean, we still have a bunch in stock at the end of the day, so yeah, we'll do that. Oh, another thing too that I want to make sure, I want to go to my stocks, and I want to buy all my stocks so companies can't buy me. This is a good way to just make sure that in the future, if we ever do need money and we're valued high, we can actually just sell off our stock and make a pretty fortune. So right now you can see I bought all the stock for the price. This will go up as my company becomes more valuable. Right now we're worth $2 million. Is that accurate? Yeah, we're worth exactly what we have in our bank account. So that changes though when you actually buy stock of other companies. So right now we have one product. You can see there's some companies here that have a lot, like IBM. That number's laughable though. Larger software companies have way more than 23. Maybe on the front end it doesn't look like that, but sometimes there's groupings of software that are sold in packages. Kind of like if you think about like Office, how it has like PowerPoint, Excel, Word, and like a bunch of other things like Outlook. Technically you can buy those individually, so that's kind of a thing. But I mean, unfortunately, the game doesn't allow you to package software together, because that would be absolutely amazing if they could. And also, it would also be amazing if the software would allow you to lease. Is it lease? or subscribe to the software. So like for like a monthly fee, kind of like Netflix or whatever, you pay like however much Netflix is, like $10 a month. We do that with this, and then they just keep buying it, and as you upgrade it, you either maintain, or if you don't upgrade it, you lose subscribers. So subscribe to the software. That was what I was trying to say. All right. So that's good. So details for Basix. Everything's looking good. We are paying a fair bit in licensing. I should probably show that. Actually, no, because we bought the license once. So we paid for that, and we're good. Marketing, though, has kind of dipped down. Distribution costs are a little high. And again, this is because we're buying... let me see if I can get this a little bit wider. Not sure if I can. Well, you can kind of see it right there, but you have to pay the physical store. So let's say you have software, you have to pay let's use Best Buy as an example. When you want something on a shelf at Best Buy, you're paying Best Buy to essentially place it there when the product is sold. Sometimes also you can be, just paying for it to be on like an end cap or something like that. Or have a fancy display for your software or whatever, or your product. So that's basically what the physical stores. The digital stores, like downloading, like I know 1981 there probably wasn't a whole lot of downloading, but hey, whatever. If the game wants to have that, then that's fine. So if we actually go in here, I actually don't even know how that works because I've not even opened a digital distribution platform. Huh. Maybe it's like advertising or something. Who knows? Okay, so we'll skip to the next day. And everyone wants a raise. They're wanting an extra 60. Yeah. You know what? We'll keep them happy. We'll accept them all. Close. They are working non-stop. Yes, we will give in to our employees' demands. And what we're going to do now, because we just made a whole buttload of money again. Nope, no warnings. We're going to go look at our releases, and we're going to check. Seems like, wow, we sold 45,000. Okay, so let's go into all software again. So we have that. iSharp, that's awesome. Here we are. Basix. So we have a lot to grow. Is there a text editor? We can basically cap the market. I say we go all in and get 500,000 units right now. $1 million. Goodbye, just like that. So we are going all in with this. We just ordered 500,000. What we're also going to do is we're also going to port. And we want... Where's the active user list? Okay, yeah, we definitely want to go there. We definitely want to go there. We definitely want to go... Why not? Heck, why not? We'll port it to everything. If we're going to push 500,000 units, we definitely need to make sure that people are able to buy them for their platform that they are. Otherwise, we're going to sell, a couple 100,000 to one operating system and then totally leave the rest of the market empty. That's just not good business. So we're going to try to make it compatible with everything. That's what we're doing with porting. And now what we're gonna do is we're going to purchase this, and we're gonna just fill it full of developers. So we are going to, I always forget how to buy lease. There we go. That actually wasn't that hard. So that's gonna be. So what can I do? I could probably put a whole bunch of people in here. Let's do that first. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Nope. 1, 2, 3. Duplicate. So I know this looks a little messy right now, but it will all start to make sense in a second. So this is our new office. Okay, we're in build mode. All right, let's go into rooms. Nope, we want to go into build functions, rooms, office, cubicle wall. No, it seems weird. But sometimes cubicle walls are ideal for people. And hopefully the game will not complain to me that our employees will not complain to me that there are too many people in a room, because that can also happen. So we're gonna have to watch that for sure. So how many people is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. 14. So we're gonna go here, 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 and heck. No, we can't do that. That should work. Let's add a couple plants in there. Maybe a clock. Right, these guys work hard. So we're also going to put a canteen. Oh. No, we can't do that. Maybe what we can do though is we'll put a coffee machine on each side of the office. So we will put a coffee machine and a whatever that machine was, espresso and coffee. Oh, they're kind of noisy, eh? That's fine. We'll also put some bookshelves in here. Maybe the developers have, I mean, this is back in the day, so there's no internet. So all their programming books can be all right there. I'm sorry, there was internet back then, but it just was lousy, so. Nope, we do not want a water cooler in there for now. We might put a water cooler in here though. Okay, so that's it. So we need a new team. Support team. Actually, we're going to call this the support team, SE1, because Support team will probably manage all of our support tasks for all of our products. Very rarely do I find that, you know, you get one support team that only does one product. I mean, you could have specializations, but this is going to be a generalization. So support team 1, we're going to create that. And basically they're going to come in at 8 o'clock every day and leave at, I guess that's 4, that's 4 o'clock. We're going to make you come till then. We're also going to shave down our core team. And then we're also going to go into here and we're going to change team to the SE1. And that'll be for each of these guys. So change team, SE1. Okay. Perfect. So we have 3 people on the support team, and let's go in and hire more people. So if we needed 14, we need 11 now. So let's go into hire employees, and this time I'm going to try to count. So let's go. Actually, we only need 10 people because we're going to need a lead eventually. So we'll get a lead first. Hi, because we want a good lead. And you know what? We got a lot of money. Let's look for the best lead we can find. Okay, perfect. So we did find a good lead. All right, so yeah, let's go with Willie Nugent. I don't know how to say that last name. I'm sorry. We'll hire him as the lead. Then we'll go back, and what we'll do is we'll hire a couple different type of programmers. So we're gonna go in. Let me just get a piece of paper. Actually, I got an app on my phone I can do counting with. I know it's stupid, but counter, new counter, call it whatever. Okay, there we go. So very first thing is we want a programmer. We want system. We want medium salary, and let's begin looking. So we want to make sure everything's great. Now, unfortunately, we only found good. So this time we come around and we found a great user. So, and they are system based too, so they'll be really good at supporting this product. So what we're going to do is we're going to hire 1, 2, 3 users. Okay. Now we're going to go back out, and we are going to look for more users. We don't want lead, we want programmer. A specialization, we want 2D. Okay. And what we're going to do now is begin looking. And perfect. Look at, we got all these greats. That's awesome. So we're going to 1, 2, 3. So we have 6 developers now. We're going to get out of there again. And then we're going to hire more employees. And this time we're going to go low because we want some younger ones in there too. We're going to begin looking. And we want great. 1, 2. Look again. Yes. And we're going to take 2 more here. We're going to get the younger ones though. And that's that. So now we have a full team with 14 people on this team. And what we're also going to do, where's our, there he is, Willie. Where's that Wiley? That's Wiley. Okay, you can always tell who the lead is supposed to be, so we're going to change roles. I'm going to make you a leader. And we'll also make you work too. So, okay. Right? What we're going to do is we're going to educate, though, and get an HR management. what that'll do is it'll allow this guy right here, Wiley, to manage this team. And we'll set the team up this way. So actually, let's just go in there. So while he's gone, okay, because he's gone on educational leave, I guess, for the next couple months. We're going to go with the HR and actually change that. So let's go in here, HR management. Okay, so we want this enabled, or we can't enable it yet. We want them to handle wages, handle complaints, because we do not want 14 people asking us for a raise. We want them to handle it. Role selection. We want don't change. Hiring. 9 programmers. Perfect. 9 programmers. We're going to leave that in there. Specialization. We don't really care about that stuff, and we don't really care about that stuff for now. These are the basics. User interface we don't care about, so let's just keep these 4 basics for now. Preferred age, we want young, but we'll do medium salary. Education level, I don't know what this... Okay. Education cooldown. So we'll 2, and we'll do 2. So 2, we really want them to be as proficient as possible. So education cooldown. How many months wait between sending employees on vacation? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, duration 2. Perfect. Of course, there's nothing in educational. Sorry, I just learned something about this game. That's awesome. All right, perfect. So I think everything's good. We have no one in core, though, which is fine for now. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm just going to assign it to everyone. Then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to assign this room. Nope. I want to assign this room to core only, and I want this room to be Sue 1. Support team 1. All right. Let's do this. We'll know right away if we did anything wrong. Okay, so remember the first day after hiring everyone, no one shows up to work. That's typical, I guess, in this game, but yeah. We'll see everyone come in tomorrow, and then we'll see how much money we made. We're at 14.5, and we'll basically wrap up the episode at that point, and I'll see you next time. But oh my goodness! So we just made $17 million in a month. That is fantastic. Wow. I am quite happy. All right. We're also going to start porting. But that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the game. We'll stop it right now. Save game. Save. And we'll wrap it up there. I'll hope to see you again on my channel. Take care.